The conversation here, wow, it's smoking. Senior Counsel, Grand Mullah, Ahmednassir Abdullahi, and the Prof, all the way from Buffalo, New York, is in the house. There's a tweet here I want you gentlemen to see real quick, if you don't mind. This is former Senator Johnston Muthama. This is what he said. Ex-Makau Senator Johnston Muthama says DP William Ruto best suited to lead the country in 2022 and announces his political comeback in the next general election. Prof, what do you think?
Well, I think, first of all, I think this former senator is a friend of mine, so I respect him on that basis. But I think he has no political acumen to pronounce himself on the future of the country. Like I said, I think he should think about his own political future, perhaps on a degree, which is a requirement for running for constitutional office, and then he can run for office. I'm not aware that he's a graduate of any university.
Are you saying he has no degree?
I don't think he does.
He's going to run for governor?
He needs a degree. The second thing I have to say is this, just last, 2 years ago, he was supporting Raila Odinga. So,
wholeheartedly?
Yeah, so any person who just is blown by the wind from the river to Mount Kenya and to the lake is not worth listening.
What are you talking about? I mean, Kalonzo Musyoka was the running mate of former Prime Minister. And now, he's an envoy to South Sudan, deep in Jubilee.
But more important, isn't it the handshake really an instance of where an entire party is coming over? Into the tent. Yes, yes. You can't say that someone has been supporting someone 2 years ago.
I think
the handshake is premised on a mass defection of your party.
I think,
and that's what's happening.
Absolutely.
I have no political party. Excuse me. Okay. Let me just say this.
The one you sympathize with.
Let me just say. Let me just say this, Grand Mullah.
Yeah.
Let me make a point here because he's made an accusatory point. And the point that I want to make here is simply that there is. The handshake has clearly caused a convergence.
It's not a convergence.
No,
it's a mass exodus.
Jeff Koinange, let me finish. It's a convergence of political interests. And I would say in the convergence of those political interests, Jubilee has been cannibalized.
Come on.
It is dead. It doesn't exist anymore.
Come on, Prof.
No, it's
who's moving from where? Where's NASA? Where's NASA right now?
No, but
NASA is like some space agency now.
No, the question is this, Jeff.
That's complimentary.
No. Just no.
Come on, Prof.
It's not a question of NASA or Jubilee. The question is this here: is that Jubilee was a diarchy. I keep on telling you.
And now you're saying it's cannibalized.
It is no longer a diarchy.
Where's NASA?
Because both Jubilee and NASA are dead. We have a new political formation in the country, and a new political formation has left Mr. Ruto on an island.
Okay, let's see Grand Mullah's response.
On an island.
Where is it? Right here. Hello. Grand Mullah, your response to...
No, I don't agree with my learned friend. I think former Senator...
Johnston Muthama.
Yes, Muthama. Is a very wise old man of camp politics. And I think when he speaks like that, I personally give a lot of credence. I give a lot of weight. I don't, Prof is making his subjective analysis out of politics.
So you're saying what Muthama says?
No, I don't know whether it's the reality, but I say I respect his view. I don't take it like...
So I just say this to you. Take her to the bank. He does not know whether it's a reality. I can tell you it is not a reality that Mr. Muthama is a person in the wilderness.
You're saying...
looking for relevance. No one in Ukambani knows Muthama anymore.
You're saying kwa ground vitu ni different?
No one knows Muthama anymore in Ukambani. Who knows him?
Why have they forgotten
Come
him?
on,
Why?
man.
I don't know, because he was never anybody in the first place.
Yeah, he was, he's got this.
What? But
Color.
if you have money, you got to spend it. He's not spending it.
Kibaki never spent his. Look at him. Hello, do we have a response here from Ahmednassir? What do we have? Where is it? I can't see it. It's not up. Okay. All right. Manu Chandaria, 93-year-old, still watching this show at this time of the night.
By the way, my compliments to him.
He says hello to you. He says you served together in some outfit.
I respect him. He's a great Kenyan.
Nairobi University Counsel.
No, I was not there, but...
He's a captain of industry. He's a good guy.
He's a good guy.
He's a great guy. I respect him very much.
Solid.
Yeah.
Solid.
He just says hi.
Yeah, Patrick Njiru. He says, you guys are smoking, man. You're killing it. You're killing it. So let me ask you
But what else do we expect when you come to the show? Jeff? I mean, come on.
Okay, Kibra elections, guys, real quick. Kibra elections. Was that a showcase? Was that an indication? What do you call it? A litmus test. That's the word I'm looking for. Was that a litmus test to this administration? Or the handshake? Graham Muller, you first.
No, I think it's only fair that, I mean, since he's part, I think let him go first.
Because he was part of Baba's bedroom?
Yes.
No.
My view is actually, I mean, Kibra election, I mean, it was nothing. It can't give us indications on how the country will turn, because as Prof rightly said, you know, there are a lot of formations, there's a lot of people coming together. Some parties will die, some have died already, you know, NASA, Jubilee is taking, you know, there's a seismic shift in the politics of this country.
Hold on, Prof. Let me ask you this. I mean, I think you are simplifying things because Jubilee went in there saying, we're going to Baba's bedroom and we're entering his bed. That's what they went...
But that's the truth. They entered the bedroom, didn't they?
But they didn't get to the bed.
No, but you know, we were just talking about entering the bedroom. We didn't say what they will do in the bed.
No, first of all, that metaphor is misogynistic.
Is what?
It's misogyny. Yeah, because now, if
are you saying they should be just
go to the bedroom, if you go to the bedroom, what are you going to do there? Really? So it's misogyny. So let's dispense with that metaphor. It's a bad one.
Okay, let's pick another room.
And Jeff Wenanga should not be. No, there should not bedroom questions.
Okay, let's pick the gate.
Yeah. So I think let's forget about the bedroom questions. That's a bad one. The question is this here: what you saw in Kibra. What you saw in Kibra was the beginnings of a political alliance coming together for 2022. He may not want to admit this because it makes him uncomfortable. You saw Anwar Guru there. Whether you like Anwar Guru or you hate her,
the last time she was my client.
It's not a question.
So I don't.
The question is that she's a very important player in Kenyan politics. I have had my issues with her. Mutua, Alfred, the politician from Machakos, whom I have not always agreed with, was there. Then you had Kibwana there. What you had was the beginning of a coalition that is coming together because of the BBI. Who you did not see there in Kibra was Uhuru Kenyatta. So let us be, don't say anything, quiet for now. Don't say nothing. So the reason, so you have Ruto campaigning, saying he's campaigning for Jubilee, but the head of the party is not there.
But that's very easy.
And then wait a minute now. Why are you talking?
No, I want to explain.
No,
let him explain.
You can explain after I finish. Yeah. Then at the Bomas, what did Uhuru say at the Bomas? He said, you know, to Lishindwa.
Let me explain. Okay. I'm surprised that the good professor cannot appreciate the context that explained the absence of the president.
Go on.
Because in Kenya, there's a long tradition we have that when you are serving your last term, and you will see this from Kibaki all that times when there was by-elections, when you are serving your last term, you don't get into very active politics of parties. And I think Uhuru's absence can be explained in that light. Just like Kibaki, since he is serving his last term, there's no need, you know, to get...
But now who is resorting to history?
Let me finish. There is no need to get into that, you know, very active daily politics. I mean, he's serving his last term, and I think he has done well for himself and for the country. The second issue I want to raise is, I think it is too simplistic, really, to say that because Anwar Guru was there, or Mutua was there, or Professor Kibana was there, we are seeing new alliances. I mean, the heavyweights of, and I'm using the word heavyweights of central Kenya, you knew, or you saw where they were in relation to that election. And I think they are solidly in Jubilee.
So and that's why Jubilee lost.
So can I? No. So can I respond?
You know, Jubilee did very well in Kibra. I mean, if you look at the last, if you compare, you know, elections, I mean, they made a net gain of how many? a lot of numbers.
It's like saying in an exam, before you got an F, and now you got a D minus.
That's very important, yes, yes.
But was there
you can say that last time I had 20%. Yeah. Now I'm doing 40%. Congratulations, that's what the teacher will tell you.
But was there not
you have pulled your socks up.
No, but Grand Mullah, was there not a hotel in Karen where people went to collect money to vote for Jubilee?
What's your point? So, what's your point?
My point is that really there are votes and there are votes. And what happened in Kibra was a demonstration of a coming political alliance. You may not agree with this, and you may disagree with it, but what Kenyatta said at Bomas, when he disputed and disowned his own DP in Jubilee, he said it was a fair election. And he said he wished it continued so that those people who are bribing others could have continued bribing so they could have eaten more.
No, but context always is important. Context is important. Okay. I mean, Kibra was like Jubilee winning, you know, a constituency like Eldoret South. I mean, you don't expect...
So what was the point of contesting that?
We just wanted to show...
You?
That, no,
so you're in Jubilee?
Yes, I'm in Jubilee.
So it's not...
Unlike you, I have no problem. Yes. I'm honest with Kenya. Everybody knows that I sympathize with Jubilee. Everybody knows you sympathize with ODM, but you don't admit.
No, I don't sympathize with anyone. I'm an analyst.
Actually, you're a card-carrying member.
No, I'm not. No.
Okay, real quick. You know, that's a good point, Prof.
What?
What he just said. We know where you stand, we know where your allegiance is, but you won't come out and say it. But it's okay. We know. Question is, the relationship, and I'll ask you this since you are now solidly in Jubilee, what's the relationship between the president and the deputy president? Honestly.
You know, the relationship can be looked at two levels. The personal relationship, and I think that question should be put to them. But in terms of the legal relationship, you know, one is a president, the other one is a deputy. Of course, they are not like they used to be, and that's, I think, will not be fair if we say that the situation is the same. But I think there is no harm, and I've said this many times, I think there is no harm if the president says that, you know, come 2022, I'm not supporting Ruto. He's entitled to say that. But I have said this, and I'm repeating again, the president has no right to stop Ruto to campaign and to look for votes and to popularize himself. If they are two gentlemen I know and I've dealt with them, I think they can sit and agree that you're not supporting me. You can support whom you want, but don't put roadblocks on me. And they can have a very good 2-3 years relationship.
Okay, yes. Prof, before I get to you real quick, you know, I lived in Nigeria for many years. Remember Obasanjo and his deputy Atiku Abubakar? Remember?
Yes, yes.
They hated each other, but there was a president and there was a deputy president. And that's what you're absolutely right.
Yes, yes. They can have, you know, a relationship, a working relationship, but they don't have to be friends, you know. Yes.
Yeah, I think you know, I don't disagree completely with what he said, but I think his analysis, again, lacks historical context. You know, in this country, you know, you don't become president from the deputy or vice position without the support of the president. It has never happened in this country. You don't also try to upstage the president if you're the deputy president.
What about Moi to Kibaki?
No, because it was not. Kibaki had been president many years before. He was not sitting.
Vice president. He wasn't sitting. Yes.
Yeah, it doesn't happen like that. So what I'm saying to you is that it's clear to even the chickens in the village that Kenyatta has lost. Mr. Kenyatta, I should say. I shouldn't say Kenyatta. Mr. Kenyatta has lost all patience with his deputy, because Mr. Kenyatta is interested in building a legacy for his presidency. He does not think he's a lame duck. Mr. Ruto has determined that he's a lame duck, and he's cutting every leg from under him.
But the way the Grand Mullah says, there's nothing to stop him from campaigning. What's to stop him?
Of course, but of course, you know, legal rights are not political rights or moral rights. He has legal rights to campaign. But what you do politically is different.
Okay, let me ask you this. What are Ruto's options right now? What are his options?
If I was Mr. Ruto, because I can tell you this for free, and the Grand Mullah knows it. You may not want to tell Mr. Ruto this to his face.
If it's valid, I can tell him.
Yeah, but Mr. Ruto has been castrated politically.
Go on.
He's been castrated.
Figuratively.
Figuratively.
Yes.
He has been castrated. You're not disagreeing with me. I mean, Mr. Kenyatta and Mr. Odinga have come together to castrate him completely. Mr. Kenyatta controls a very large populace, electorate. Mr. Odinga controls a very large, electorate. If you put the two of them together, you have to wonder what percentage is left for Mr. Ruto. So what I would say, in spite of what people in Central Kenya are saying, these quislings who have been bought by Mr. Ruto, they are quislings.
Quisling.
Yeah. What Mr. Ruto, his best path to power is to resign from Jubilee and become the opposition. Because Jubilee has so many problems. It has failed to govern. It has saddled us with debt, corruption, ethnic antagonism.
And what will leader of opposition help? How will that help him?
And if he leaves,
why are you joining it?
No, but I'm saying, listen, I'm saying that he could leave himself, Mr. Ruto, that is,
yes,
and say that I was part of this corrupt, thieving government.
But now?
But now I'm going to be in the opposition, and I'm going to lead you to Canaan against this government.
And he'll be president one day if he goes that route? Could he?
I think there's a better chance for him that way.
But I mean, very simple. I mean, my learned friend is saying that Ruto should now lead another expedition to Canaan.
Yeah.
If the first expedition failed,
what's another expedition going to do?
Why are you sending Ruto on that wild goose chase? I think Prof is making a lot of assumptions, and I think it's too early for us to make all those assumptions. There is no empirical evidence that Uhuru and Raila have brought big constituencies together. It's not there. The best we have is a handshake. And I told you, we don't have the metrics that informs that handshake.
Yeah, but in the history of this country, Grand Mullah, the Kenyattas have always controlled a particular electorate. Unless you are now talking about something in the future that we don't know of. The Kenyattas have always controlled a particular electorate. The Odingas have always controlled a particular electorate. What you are wishing and hoping for, if you are a Ruto supporter, is that Mr. Ruto will come out of nowhere and all of a sudden put asunder these two families. It is not going to happen. Wake up and smell the coffee. Wake up and smell the coffee.
No, I think, my good friend.
Wake up and smell the coffee. It's not going to happen.
Go on.
No, I think the assumption he's making so far has no empirical evidence.
Is Ruto going to go to power through a popular vote, but not through the power structure that exists? How do you maneuver the power structure that exists if they reject you? He has been rejected by the existing Kenyan power structures.
But I thought all along the thesis you have been advancing is that someone assumes office because of the votes he gets in a general election.
They should.
Yes.
They should, but they don't.
That has always been the case.
They should, but they don't.
That has always been the case.
No.
Yes.
Yeah, he's been there all the way to the Supreme Court.
And I've opened all those boxes.
All right, going forward, tomorrow's Jamhuri Day. 56 years, Grand Mullah. 56. You were 0 minus 7, when the country was born. Where are we heading?
I think the country is... We have challenges like every country in this world. As Prof rightly said, there's a lot of corruption in this country. We have a weak state. The rule of law is almost non-existent. The judiciary is almost collapsing, if it has not collapsed. We have all these challenges, but I think there's also a lot of hope in this country. I mean, Kenyans are always optimistic. Kenyans are seen, even I think the handshake should be seen in some positive light. Don't you think?
It is positive.
Yes, some positive light.
Yeah.
I'm not very generous with it, but I don't mind giving some concession.
Yes, yes.
So I think the country, of course, there's a lot of economic hardship, and I think, but the future, I think, isn't that bad. I mean, compare ourselves even to the region. Look at Tanzania. Look at Uganda. Look at Rwanda. Look at Burundi. Look at Somalia.
Rwanda is about to build a new airport. You know that? It's going to rival ours.
No, Uganda is a small country. The only thing they have is some.
I think.
Hold on, Prof. Hold on.
No, just go to. I'll stop there.
No, stop. Okay, hold on. Before I get to the Prof's question,
Yes.
You're saying there's a lot of hope.
Yes, there's a lot of hope.
Despite our shortcomings, despite our
No, there's
challenges.
a lot of hope. I mean, we are facing a lot of challenges. I mean, I agree with him, Evan. And I said this many times that the Jubilee government has failed, if you look at, in terms of what it was supposed to achieve. But you see, the Jubilee government, when you look at its manifesto, it had an excellent manifesto. That, what has sapped its energy is that disruptive,
Yeah.
BBI.
No, this ODM has made it not able to rule the country. Yes.
Okay, real quick. Will there be a referendum before 2022?
I don't think so. There will be no time in my view. Because if you look at 2020, if they form a committee of experts to write this, it will take 6-7 months. By the time you put the process into good gear, it will be 2021. You can't have there will be no referendum on the BPI. Yes.
No.
And I think that is something we agree with the good Prof. There's no time.
There's no time. So we'll go into the next election the way we are, with these alliances.
No, alliances will form. There will be many permutation and combination in terms of the political scene. And there will be new candidates, there will be all candidates. And the Kenyan voter will have the final say.
Prof, go on. First of all, referendum, yes, no?
There will be a referendum because, we are dealing with a fragile state. And the state does what the elite wants it to do. Timing is not an issue for the elite. They can manufacture things out of thin air and make things happen. And he knows this. That's wishful thinking on his part. It's not thoughtful wishing.
It's poetic.
So the other thing that I should say to him is that I think we agree on the fragility of the African state.
That we are in agreement.
Yeah, and the difficulties of recovering that state. And we agree that Kenya is not God of the dogs. But the Grand Mullah has got to be willing to concede one basic fact.
What's that?
That Kenya was not brought from the brink by the Jubilee regime in 2018. It was brought to the brink of collapse, really. And you know what was happening here by the union between Odinga and Kenyatta. And that union has historical resonance. Unless the Grand Mullah doesn't simply believe in history. The history between these two families goes back to the 60s. And it befuddles me that intellectuals don't understand what is happening today. What is happening today is a rapprochement between the Kikuyu and the Luo, or at least an attempt by Mr. Kenyatta to bring that rapprochement. One of the things that you have to do in this country is to teach Kenyans that they have a stake in the state. And you don't teach them that the stake in the state, some things are symbolic. It's just to show that who is in charge of the state. If you put, if Mr. Odinga, Grand Mullah, I'll grant you this fact. If Mr. Odinga becomes president of this country, and I don't know whether that is going to happen or not, I'll just speculate. If he does become president, it will create a different dynamic in this country. It will say that someone else other than a Kikuyu or a Kalenjin can become president.
Okay, so why not Mudavadi then?
Yeah, of course. And Mudavadi, of course, is also, or Kalonzo. You know, so I'm not wedded to the idea of Odinga.
Or Matiang'i.
Or Matiang'i. So the question that I think my friends on the right, although he's now sitting on my left, but the friends on my right,
yes,
what they
politically,
what they don't really appreciate is what the South Africans have done, or what the Tanzanians have done.
You know what the professor's trying to say? That Raila has to be president at one point, just to satisfy
but I think he's making a very important point in terms of history, you know, the relationship between these two families. But you see, he's getting the end result of analyzing that history wrong always. Because if you look at that history of the families and whether it's from Central, you know, the relation between Central and Nyanza, there's a certain pattern. And that pattern always leads to a certain result. So if you are doing a historic deduction, it will go against, you know, the end result you are predicting. And I hope you get it.
Yeah. No. And don't forget, history is always written by the victor.
No, but let me
not the loser.
No, but Jeff, let me just say this. You know, I've lived in Tanzania for 3 years. And, you know, Nyerere came from a very small group in Bukoba.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
Kikwete was from a very small group. Mkapa was a very small group. The first person in Tanzania to come from a majority group is Magufuli. Okay? And, you know, so the Tanzanians don't have this same sense of ethnic.
We know that. We know that. They're Tanzanians first.
The South Africans, the way they try to deal with it, and you know, you have to accept this logic, Grand Mula, the way they try to deal with it, after 2 Xhosa presidents, in Mandela and Mbeki, they went to Zuma. The Zulus are the largest group in South Africa. You know, every South African speaks Zulu. You know, so now that issue is finished.
And Ramaphosa's minority, Venda.
Yeah, they can no longer say, we never had a state.
Right.
This is a very important part of state building in Africa.
So you think that's the route we should go?
I believe so. I really believe so.
Grand Mula?
I mean, it's difficult, you know, to structure a state along the lines my good professor is. I mean, if you have, I agree with him. I mean, the state in Africa is difficult. I mean, if you look at the way our constitution is, you know, written and the structures built, it's a false premise of a liberal state. But the reality in Africa is different, and I understand when he says that we accommodate, you know, this different ethnic diversity. For us to have that, I mean, we have to write the constitution every so often.
But you're not really Grand Mula. All the elites determine who becomes president. And they can do. In Tanzania, they have determined that.
I'm ready if they determine.
Yeah. In South Africa, they did. They did that.
Yeah.
Why can't we do it here?
Okay, here's a message just in from a man who has never been wrong in his predictions. Never. Francis Atwoli.
Okay.
Kotu Sekjen.
What predictions has he made? What predictions?
Has he made?
Yes.
Everything from Kibra to Trump winning the White House. Now he says...
But frankly, wait. You couldn't get another Kenyan to buttress the argument you want to make?
There's going to be a referendum next year. Take it to the bank.
I agree.
Atwoli says.
I don't always agree with the Kotu Secretary General, because sometimes I find him a little over the top. But, you know, I have to say he's an influential player in this country. You know that.
I don't think so.
Yes, he is. And you know that as well. And what I would say about that is basically that I think those people who think there will be not a referendum in this country, including my learned friend.
Yeah, that's Grand Mula.
But you know, one factor...
I'm mistaken.
Hold on.
One factor many people don't factor in a referendum timetable is the role that will be played by the courts. The High Court will have its say, the Court of Appeal will have its say, and then it will go to the Supreme Court. And that will take between 8 to 12 months. Take that to the bank.
And you have faith in the courts, which you don't have normally?
Yeah.
We are?
You have faith in the courts?
No, I'm not saying, no, I'm not, it's not about, I'm just giving you, I'm just telling you that, I mean, this is you see, whether we will have a referendum or not is a legal question. And the court will determine that legal question.
And there are procedures for it.
Yes. And we're already into 2020 almost.
Yes. So take it to, there will be no referendum.
Gentlemen, all I can say is happy Jamhuri Day to you both.
Thank you, Sam.
Is Kenya Jamhuri? So, I mean, you know, we
no.
know,
all right, on that note, I can't argue with the Prof, can I? Is Kenya Jamhuri?
Yes.
For a man who wouldn't call the president the president?
But you know, I have to say this here. You have not come to Kitui Villa. What is?
Oh, Kitui, we're coming.
What is the problem?
Kitui Villa.
Why do you keep on stringing me along like this, as though I am some second wheel? What is this?
No, but I think you should take this
the country
music session to
not only
to Kitui.
No, but that's a false premise. He should come there, whether it's a country music festival or not.
Kitui Villa, we're coming.
Just come.
Or even have a Jeff live session from there.
Yes, yes.
You guys have the gadgets.
And I'm going to volunteer not to be a panelist on that show.
Done. 2020. Done.
2020.
Yes, just like Vision is 2020.
First period or second period?
First period. We're in, man.
Kitui Villa.
Here we come.
Are you listening? Are you watching Kitui Villa? Jeff Koinange said it. He is coming in 2020 in the first quarter.
Yeah. Gentlemen, thank you so much. Happy Jamhuri Day.
Hey.
Appreciate it. Graham Muller. And thank you for being a part of Jeff Koinange Live. Every Wednesday, you know, it's about those 3 letters on the keyboard that follow each other. JKL. Happy Jamhuri Day to all of you. Thanks so much for being with us late in the night for that conversation. You must admit was what we needed to have. That's what we're talking about when we say this country is not about these gentlemen. It's not about us. It's about you. Happy Jamhuri Day, everybody. Good night, good luck. God bless this great nation of ours called Kenya.